What's going on, everybody? This is Cabale with Cabale Media, and in today's video, we're talking about B2B email marketing. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday here in New York. When you see this, it's going to be Friday, but today we're going to get into email marketing for B2B. I have people that I deal with on a daily that are B2B and B2C. B2C being obviously your e-commerce or business to consumer, and then B2B, business to business. There are differences when it comes to B2B and B2C, and I would like to go over a few things. If you are in the B2B space, you can take these tips or suggestions and then implement them into your marketing plan or whatever plan you have going on currently. Let's start. So B2B sales cycles length differ from B2C. They generally have longer sales cycles, and then there's a few different decision makers. In B2B, the sales cycle length is much longer in opposed to shorter because B2C, they do have transactional emails. You go to the site, you make a purchase, and then that sales cycle is done. B2B, like when I said there's multiple decision makers, there are things in their sales cycle. Let's say, for example, there's webinars. If it's SaaS, sometimes from months to even years for a whole full sales cycle to go with B2B. The emails will nurture leads through demos, case studies, and ROI analysis or return of investment, guiding their choice mean the person on the other end. Again, B2C, very transactional, B2B, a lot longer. Another B2B example is industrial equipment. Let's say, for example, a building of a new hotel is going on. This goes from everything from engineers to financial teams to senior management, all looking at this project as a whole. So you have to think about there may be a buy-in when it comes to equipment for the engineers. The finance team has to look at it to make sure that there's enough money to fund this. And then senior management ultimately has the approval to say, okay, let's go. The email focuses generally on addressing pain points and then answering questions from various stakeholders. If it's a larger project like that, B2B will go through all these steps or through different people in order to make this deal or this sales cycle happen. Example number 2 is target audience and persona. When you're doing something like SaaS, as we spoke about in the last example, software as a service, these are segmented to different people in the IT department. So, for example, you may want to target IT managers with technical content or CTOs with long-term strategies and cost benefits. Once you understand the business's persona or who to contact, it's going to be easier to delegate these emails. Example number 2 for target audience and persona or healthcare providers. Let's say you're doing email marketing for medical devices. These would go to people like doctors, administrators, purchasing teams, things or people of that nature. Doctors receive clinical data while administrators focus on efficiency and purchasing on cost-saving features. So whatever that is, the medical field, I don't want to act like I know what I'm talking about as far as that concerned, but depending on what you're selling or what you're offering, it may have to go to a doctor, an administrator, a separate purchase team, or even administration. Think about that before you send your emails. Email content and tone. Let's go with professional services. If you're a consulting firm, your tone is generally serious. It's an advisory tone in your emails. You provide insights, market trends, regulatory information, the changes, everything in that sort of realm when it comes to professional services. And you appeal to executives that are seeking guidance. Make sure that the tone is serious and informative. Emails to engineering firms may be something like case studies, testimonials, focusing really on precision and, let's say, reliability. You have to show the proven success in complex projects in order to communicate your professionalism. There's example number 2 for email content and tone. The goals of email campaigns, number 4. Lead nurturing. This goes into B2C also, but I look at it more as, for me, a B2B type of service. So let's say a manufacturing solutions provider. The goal is to build relationships with your emails and then gradually educate a potential client on product capabilities. That's just leading them towards, let's say, a demo or a consultation. You want them to hit that CTA and then book a call with you. Example number 2, thought leadership. Example number 2. Let's go with thought leadership. A B2B firm may send emails with articles, white papers, discussing, let's say, corporate law, and then establishing authority and then encouraging clients to seek services with them. That's a good example if you're a law firm, what you can send to them, and depending on how you're marketing them, when, so on and so forth. Let's talk about subject lines and preview text. Example number 5. You want your subject lines and preview text to be very informative. Let's say it's marketing automation software, something in the lines of how automation software will transform your marketing in 2024. I've actually got an email like that before, so I'm definitely not making that up. Let's say accounting services, quarterly tax tips for business owners. So those are just 2 examples. Let's say data security, the data security port for 2024, dating it with current time, something to look for. It gets them curious. You don't want to just put a subject line in there and, again, hope for the best. You want it to be informative, and you want them to be curious as to why you're sending this email and what's in it. And then don't forget to use the preview text. You want things, for example, staying compliant, right? If it's for taxes, if it's cybersecurity, get the latest insights. If it is marketing automation software, saving time, saving money, etc., etc. Tell them the benefits before they even know what the benefits are, or they have to ask you about what they are. Lead nurturing strategies. Example number 6. Software trials. This is a big one. When you're looking to get a new software, let's say something like Hootsuite, or I think ChatGPT even has a trial. Maybe they don't. Most softwares give you a 14-day, 7-day free trial, and I think that's great, to be honest with you. Most people do, or most companies do, so that you know exactly what you're getting into. And if you feel like you like it, I say go for it. So the emails you'd send along with this are nurturing emails, providing how-tos, webinars, and tips how to use the software the best to your ability, or how to get the most out of it before the trial version of your software ends, in order for them to make a conversion, or in order for you to make a conversion. Sending all these emails, trying to help them out, giving them the benefits, how to use the software easier, is most likely going to turn into a sale. Nurture them correctly, and a sale will come. High-ticket services. I hear about these all the time, and I have clients that do these. High-ticket services. Let's go with a B2B consulting firm again. Sends case studies and white papers, the same example as throughout the year or throughout several months. It's just slowly nurturing you in order to book a consultation. Now with these high-ticket services, they do cost a bit, so it's going to take a while to convert someone. You generally don't get a conversion right away. Over a couple of weeks, over a couple of months, you can slowly nurture these leads and then bring them in for a consultation. CTAs, or call to action. Here are the ones that I would use. Software service, or a software, schedule a demo. You're trying to give more information? Download a white paper. Trying to sell a solution? Something like that? Request a quote. Pretty cut and dry. Use those as examples for your particular type of service. Obviously, I don't know what kind of service you offer. I can't give you exact recommendations. But again, if you go to cabalemedia.com, you can book a 30-minute free consultation. Use of data and analytics. Number 8, my favorite. You don't have nothing unless you have analytics. So you have to track as much as you can. Lead scoring. For those who don't know what lead scoring is, it's giving your subscribers metrics. You're giving them points, let's say, based on actions, clicking links, downloading content. It helps prioritize which leads you should contact or try to talk to or get an appointment with the quickest, because there's warm intent. It's not very cold. It's not a cold lead. It's a warm lead. If they're opening emails, clicking on buttons, downloading whatever, there's more interest than somebody that's not. Lead scoring is a good way in order to get more sales, and then use your data and analytics correctly and efficiently to make your sales cycle better. Engagement metrics by persona. Let's say, for example, right, you're dealing with technology. Again, we can go through CTOs, marketing managers, etc., etc. see which personas are doing the most. It's just like lead scoring, and then you'll be able to segment to each persona depending on what they're doing, if any of that makes sense. Content types and emails, we have a few here. So B2B, there's case studies, webinars, white papers, industry reports, so on and so forth. These are the type of things you were offering B2B. You're not selling a product like in B2C. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. You're not selling necessarily a digital product. It's usually a solution or a service. Case studies are good, but don't send too many case studies. Webinars are great, but don't invite them to 100 webinars. Industry reports are good because they're generally quarterly. Don't overwhelm them with too much information, but nurture them enough that they want to come in. And then compliance, but this is across all email marketing. So GDPR, which is in Europe. Again, I don't want to talk about that because I don't know much about it. Can spam is in the US. Make sure that everything is in the correct place. Unsubscribe, giving them the link to opt out. Again, if they unsubscribe, that's a good thing because you know they don't want to be there and you're not sending spam emails. And then data security requirements. And of course, example 3, data security requirements. So you have everything from HIPAA, secure emails, things like that. Something I don't want to get too far in because I don't know much about, but if you are in the healthcare space, make sure you're compliant with laws like HIPAA. And you should be good. Wow, I spoke a lot today. B2B is a good place to be. I am in both the B2B and B2C space. Take it to your advantage. Learn more about your space. It's a good place to be email marketing, especially in the year coming up with AI. But get focused. There's only, how many more months? 3 more months to 2025 and be ready to go. So, with that said, I hope you liked this video. If you didn't, that's okay. You could dislike it too. But if you did like the video, you can like, share, and subscribe. You can email me at jcabale, cabalemedia.com. You can go to the site, cabalemedia.com. Book a 30-minute free consultation. Visit the socials. Just Google Cabale Media. I'm sure you'll find it. You'll see my mug there. And that's it. Again, this is Junius Cabale with Cabale Media, and I'll see you at the next video.